This was the week where the January 6th committee held another hearing, this time focused on how Trump truly wants to watch the world burn unless he can be king of the ashes. It's the only time.
Yeah.
He watched Fox News for 3 hours on January 6th instead of calling off the mob, instead of doing everything that Fox News hosts themselves begged him to do, which was call off the mob. You're, quote, ruining your legacy, which is very funny. You're like, no, I'm pretty sure this is the natural conclusion of his legacy, guys.
Mhm.
Like, you've been watching this guy for 4 years?
I don't know what they were doing. I think they were just like sleeping or just masturbating furiously at people being angry at them. I don't know what it was.
I mean, it is just, everything is so Succession to me when it comes to Fox News and Trump, you know, and how they're like, oh no, we wanted to like stir hatred, but like it's come home to roost. Like, and you remember there's like one episode where there's the active shooter inside ATN, which is like the Fox News studios, and it turns out to be someone who just committed suicide at their desk, which is, and they're all like, oh, okay, cool, tight. Oh, no one's coming for us? Awesome.
Tight.
Someone just couldn't handle working in this cesspool any longer.
Yeah.
Anywho, so every single Trump official this was during the hearing, Kayleigh McEnany, Pat Cipollone, like one of the final press people for Trump, sort of like Kayleigh McEnany adjacent offshoot, apologies. They all testified that basically it was Trump. It was Trump who didn't want to call off his goons. It was Trump who was avoiding all the legal advice. It was Trump who wanted to go, obviously, to the Capitol and lead them in his final hurrah. We also learned a couple other things. We learned that Josh Hawley is a bitch who was running to escape the Capitol building hours after he was throwing up his fist to the crowds in solidarity. So he was like, yes, oh yeah. We learned members of Mike Pence's security detail were so afraid for their lives that day and were so unsure that they were going to get out that they were calling their families to say goodbye. This is not just his security detail, his own detail, like so his assistants and aides, calling their families to say goodbye.
Yeah, did you watch any of the did you find on Twitch any of the live streams from inside? Like the people actually like
laughing at Josh Hawley running away? Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. And yeah, they had every right to believe that something worse was going to happen. I don't know how something worse didn't happen.
I think that's sort of what we're all learning. Like, oh, it was super close to being a coup, and something way worse definitely happened. Also, just like the hand-to-hand combat, the Game of Thronesy, like long night goodbye shit, or like the long night, not long night goodbye.
Not even a good episode of Game of Thrones. Just that last season, every episode sucked.
The shit episode of Game of Thrones, but the long night. They were just like hand-to-hand combating it. And I just can't believe, like, Mike Pence will absolutely run for president and laud Trump incessantly. He will talk about Trump. Like, he may not run in 2024, but he's definitely going to run at some point. And he's going to make, yes, absolutely. I think
but Pence, don't the Republicans not even like him?
They don't, but they're kind of going to forget because he was, it just, watch. He's going to skate the like Glenn Youngkin line of not throwing Trump under the bus, but also not embracing him too much. And he's going to have to be like, this was a great man. We had a great presidency. He did great things. And this is someone who wanted him dead, who was fine with the hang Mike Pence chance. And to the point where his security and his staff were saying goodbye. And those motherfuckers, though, they're going to keep working for Republicans too. Like if you were a staffer at Pence's, in Pence's detail or in his office, like they're probably going to work for other Republicans. They might work for, who knows? Maybe Josh Hawley's hiring. Like that's what's insane to me about this is also like These
hey guys,
people,
you want a job? You got to learn how to run
yeah,
fast.
exactly. You gotta keep up, bro. Gotta keep up.
Well, come on, bro. We're going to CrossFit to run from our sins.
We're gonna go from the mob we stirred up just an hour ago. Oops.
Insane.
There should be like a special little sign or like a little flag for the ones who are chill. I mean, it's just the Nazi flag. Anyway, what's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/bitchuation room. Do